These are the things I learned, and it's going to be a short video. I just made this in a couple minutes, so let's go through it. First question is, will it be easy? So what's your goal? So if your goal is to acquire this ECFMG certificate and go into medical residency in the US and you're from abroad as I am, it won't be easy. I haven't heard any international medical graduate stating the process has been easy peasy. It's not going to be easy. It's going to require effort. It's going to make you grow. That's why when you speak to most international graduates that enter residency in the US, you know that they have gone through a process that has been extremely enriching. It has been very difficult, and they go out as new human beings with a new sense of maturity and a new skill set or a polished skill set. So it's not going to be easy, for sure. Even though you might enjoy the struggle as I do and enjoy the challenges, at the end of the day, it won't be easy. So be sure that I don't want to discourage you. I'm just being very bold because that's what you need. You need honesty here, so it won't be easy. Question number 2, will it be fast? Of course not, it won't be fast. The fastest you can achieve your ECFMG certificate right here, just taking into account dedicated study time till you complete step 1, step 2 CK, and the OET examination, and submit your forms in order to receive the ECFMG certificate. That will take at least a year and a half. I don't see anyone achieving that in less than a year, any IMG, because first off, you have to start off translating all your medical documents from your official country's language into the language, into English, then send it over there. Then you have to apply for step 1, then you have to deal with dedicated study and everything life encompasses, and get the exams done. And after that, you have to ask for this certificate once you have everything done. So the least time frame, the smallest, shortest would be a year and a half. Maybe someone has been able to do it in a year, but this person probably had everything extremely clear, had all the tools, had great guidance, didn't fail in any aspect whatsoever. How much did it take me to get this ECFMG certificate? Approximately 7 years, because it's 7 years since you start, since you take step 1 till you finish everything. You have only 7 years to certify. It took me like 6 years and a half approximately. Yeah, I was right in the limit. Okay, so I will talk to you about my journey in other videos. You can find them in my YouTube channel or Instagram. So yeah, that's not the purpose of this video. How much will it cost? How much money will you need? I address this specifically for IMGs, which are international medical graduates, in a video. I'll leave you the link at the end of this video, so you can just click on it and know approximately how much money you'll need. But we're not talking about it's not cheap. You will probably need approximately between $15,000 and $20,000 from start to finish. So when you started out contemplating, studying, and everything, till you got into U.S. medical residency. So once again, don't get discouraged. You might actually you might not have $15,000 to pay today, but this is a process. This might take some time. So if you need some years, if this is your goal, see it as a long-term goal. If you can do it much faster, go for it. Okay. Next question is, what do you need? So this is a pretty broad question. Well, in general, you'll need resources. So you'll have to buy certain resources. So you'll need, first of all, you'll need to pay attention in your medical school, because that will definitely help you start off with a right foot for your study towards your goal. If you didn't pay much attention through med school, you'll have to do extra effort, and that will be extra time, extra money, etc., etc. So you'll have to really pay attention to everything you're learning through med school. Probably you'll see that whatever you learned in your home country, it might not apply that well for these exams, because these exams are very well thought out, are very well structured and organized. And probably if you're coming like I am from a Latin American school, it's a different sort of way of studying. So in Latin America, or where I am from, they teach us to memorize concepts that probably don't have any clinical relevance at all, but that's the way they assess us. So they want to know we can memorize things. But in these exams, these are more concept-based. So you'll have to memorize, but you'll also have to correlate different things and analyze and interpret the data, and you'll have to do more with the information. So it's going to be way more helpful for you as a professional, and it will also help you be a better doctor in general. But you'll also have to be prepared that it's going to be a new experience, and that you might think you don't know anything at all whatsoever. If you are intending or trying to go right from your medical school in whichever country out of the US you studied into these step exams, that probably won't be a good idea, because most of our teachings aren't going to be concept-based and won't help you out. So I'm not sure if any country in the world out of the United States prepares you for the USMLEs, but I guess that's not the case, because each country has their own structure. So you have to learn the language. That's what you'll have to learn. The language of what they'll ask you and how they'll ask you. Who do you need? So you need everyone that is there to help you, to cheer you, to be there for you when you're down. This is a long process. It's a hard process. It requires the most from most of you. So you really need those people that are there for you. All the naysayers, you have to take them out of your circle, because if not, they'll just bring you to the precipice and you won't be able to achieve your goal. So you'll need to ignore, to take out of your circle all these people that don't believe you can make it, and all those that do believe, bring them closer and use them as your stepping stone in order to continue your goal. All these people that will be around you, helping you out, have to understand this is a very difficult process, that sometimes you'll feel you are useless, sometimes you'll feel you can't make it, sometimes you don't want to study. These people that are there to help you have to understand that you're not a machine, you're not a robot, and you don't work on fuel. You work on emotions, you work on feeling good. So you'll need a lot of empathetic people, or sympathetic, because probably most of the people that will be with you have never had to struggle so hard to achieve a goal. Because these exams aren't easy, these exams are the most difficult medical exams in the world, and yeah, they're marathons transformed into exams. So it's not only your knowledge, but they also test your survival skills. So why do you want this? Question number 6. That's something each of you have to ask yourselves, because that's a very important question. It's actually number 6 here, but I could put it higher up on the list, because if you're not sure why you want this, you probably won't make it till the end. So you have to be sure what's the goal and why do you want to achieve it. If you have no sort of meaning backing up your effort, it will just disintegrate in time. So you have to work very hard for it. So you have to have your ideals very clear. Why do you want it? So do you really want to, like in my case, I want to grow academically with all the possible or available resources. I knew that my home country has a roof, a ceiling, where I can't pass, and I would never be able to pass a certain point. Even though I would give my all, I know I would stay in a certain point, and I want to keep on growing academically, professionally, and everything. So I have to go to the US. That's my plan. Maybe you could say that medicine is great in Canada. Okay, I don't know much about the Canadian system. I'm talking about the US, which is a place I know and I've already experienced that the quality of care is great. And the places I've been at, it's just incredible. I love the way they do patient-centered care, which I actually don't see in my home country. So why do you want this? Question number 7, I believe. Where should I seek guidance? This is a great question. Even though, as the quote says, no man is an island. So you have to seek help from those that have already gone through it. Don't seek help from those who are in the same boat as you are, because they're going through the same things. They can't give you advice 2 steps ahead. They can't talk to you about what will happen in the future, because they live in the same experience as you are. So those mentors, seek mentorship in those people that have already gone through it and have already succeeded. Do not seek mentorship in those that haven't succeeded, because probably they won't be able to help you succeed if that's what you're searching for. So in my case, I have approximately 3 to 4 mentors, and all of these mentors are people who have succeeded. I also have other people that aren't my mentors, but are like motivators. So they're people I look up to, and people that believe in me. They don't give me advice about the exams, because they probably haven't even done the exams, but I find motivation from their life story. And those mentors are actually those that are already in residency in the US. What's the best method? So each of you will find your own best method in time. So don't go through videos seeking which is the best method. Should I do this? Should I do that? Don't go into Reddit searching what's the best way to study. You by now probably know what's your best way of studying. And if not, you'll figure it out while you're doing the question banks, which you have to do. It's a must. And if you do horribly, you're probably not doing something correct. So you have to change your method. So there are persons that are good listeners. Others are good hearing. Others have to draw things, sketch things out, or draw a diagram. You'll find this out on your terms. So whichever applies best to you, that's what you should go for. All of our stories are different, so don't trust or don't do what others do just because they got a good grade, because that might not apply to yourself. Can you achieve it? Okay, that's a great question. So I am achieving it. I already have my ECFMG certificate. I am already accepted in the US to start residency this year. So if I can make this, you can do it as well. I believe that each and every one of us is capable of a whole lot, much more than we usually think. Remember that the main limiting factor for success is yourself. So think about it and believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why is anyone going to believe in yourself? That's a good question for you to ask yourself. And always try to act as if someone try to help yourself out as if you are the one in charge of helping yourself. I know it's intuitive. It's very intuitive, but we usually don't think of it in that terms. When we are trying to help someone out, we usually give our best effort. But when we have to help ourselves out, we sometimes just don't do things right. So see it as if you are the one responsible for helping yourself out. And will it be worth it? So this question is very similar to a question we saw previously, but there's only one way to find out. So once you achieve it, you'll know if it was worth it. And so achieve it first, and then what do you feel? Do you feel accomplished? Do you feel you made it? Do you feel you got onto a great stepping stone or not? So there's only one way to find out. So along the process, if you are able to be consistent and to survive the process, I believe it is worth it, because something has made you stay in that fight. But if you just retire midway through, probably this wasn't your path. So it doesn't mean you are less of a person or less accomplished. It just means that your path might be different. But if it's for you, so it will probably be worth it, and you will survive every difficulty. So go get it, and that's it for this video. See you in the next one.